really, I think, one of the few roles where we're able to see the comic side to your abilities as an actor.
That's cool.
And I think there's a lot of slapstick as well. It's kind of reminiscent of a silent film.
A little bit, a little Buster Keaton in there, a little Charlie Chaplin in there. We didn't really talk about that, but it does have that feeling. If you were to take out the dialogue, I mean, there was one scene that we did in the beginning where we had dialogue, and then we decided to take out the dialogue totally. We decided to dance each other's lines. We ended up dancing each other's lines, which didn't work very well. And then we decided to get into a more violent mode, and that did work. That's what he did keep.
And that's part of the freedom.
Yeah.
Paul Thomas Anderson.
I don't know if it's the freedom of Paul. It was on this movie. I've seen other movies where they're very, very structured and very, but at least in this movie, because I think the type of writing, Pynchon's writing, kind of allows all boundaries to dissolve, and you just kind of can go any direction. Then it's up to him to kind of corral his actors and make it into something that's structurally accessible.
Do you like having that freedom to kind of breathe and explore once you're on set?
Yeah, well, yeah. I've been in the opposite situation. That's no fun. No. It can be if you're working with a director who has a really you don't know if it's an amazing vision until later, but if you trust the director to tell you, stand here, do this, say it this way, and all that, that can be okay sometimes, because then you see it and you go, wow, he was right. And by keeping everybody kind of contained, it created something else in the air. But no, Paul's quite the opposite. Quite the opposite.
So interesting that you said earlier today during roundtables, which was about conquering the embarrassment that you have to face as an actor on set. You have to do, especially in this film, all of these kind of wacky things. You're eating all these different foods constantly, like you said, a lot of physical comedy, and then sort of the darker side of it, the violent side of it.
Yeah.
So for you, I'm wondering, when were you able to combat that and deal with it and sort of take on roles
every day? I mean, every day, but not on a major level. I mean, I think I did at one point in my career, but now it's just like, moment to moment. I mean, there's things that you do that are, embarrassing, or you want to do. If you're an exhibitionist, you actually want to do. If Jim Carrey goes out there and acts like, what he does in comedy, sometimes it might come naturally. I know he's a fairly shy guy, so obviously there's some dichotomous kind of conflicting thing going on there. I think, with comedy, it's great because there's something very liberating about it. But when you're liberated, it can bite you in the ass.
Well, in this case, it did not.
Well, thank you.
Amazing.